Recording in progress.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the volunteer info session. You are all muted. I'm going to ask you to stay that way, but let me see if I can see who's on with us and just make sure I'm unmuted. So you should see at the bottom of your screen a chat box. You can chat to me anytime. You can chat with each other. There's also a Q&A with an option to raise your hand if you have a question. And this is probably going to make not a wonderful sound for just 1 second. Hello? Hello. Okay, I just want to make sure we could hear me. So hi, everybody, type in the chat, say hello to each other. And also to me, I'd like to see who's here. For those of you who do not know me, if we haven't met yet, my name is Katie Campbell. I'm the volunteer coordinator here at NAMI Sarasota and Manatee. And therefore, I will be leading this volunteer information session. You, throughout this program or presentation, I should say, are going to learn all about what it means to be a volunteer with us here at NAMI Sarasota and Manatee. And if you stay all the way until the end, there will be plenty of time for Q&A. So I have a little presentation that I put together for us that I'm going to screen share. Let's see. Oh, I see a Q&A coming up. Your chat is disabled, Marie says. Oh, maybe is anybody else's chat disabled? Attendees can chat with, oh, you're right. Everyone, say hi in the chat now. Let's see if it's working. Panelists can chat with everyone. I think I fixed it. Hi. Oh, good. I see Barbara's here. Laureen's here. Welcome, everyone. Oh, hi, Colleen. Colleen is our executive director. So I'm glad you're here in case anything goes wrong with my Wi-Fi. She's my backup. Hi, Carmen. Excellent. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get this presentation started unless anybody has any questions or comments right off the bat. Let's see. How did you like my fancy countdown while I'm loading us in here? It was pretty good, right? Did anybody see that with the music and everything? Fancy over here. Where is my present button? All right, so welcome to the volunteer info session for NAMI Sarasota and Manatee counties. Again, I'm Katie Campbell, the volunteer coordinator. And we have a mission here at NAMI, which is to improve the lives of individuals with mental illness, as well as the lives of their families and caregivers through support, education, awareness, and advocacy. Our goals are to support families in Sarasota and Manatee counties who have a loved one living with mental illness, to advocate at the county, state, and national levels for non-discriminatory access to quality health care, housing, education, and employment for people with mental illness, to educate the public, and to work to eliminate the stigma of mental illness and to advocate for increased funding for research into the cause and treatment of mental illness. And that's where our volunteers come in, because we couldn't do all of these things without you. So why volunteer with NAMI Sarasota Manatee? Well, if you have a passion for improving the lives of individuals, families, and caregivers on their journey to mental wellness, or you just want to give back and get involved, or you want to meet new people in the community and have fun. And it is fun and rewarding to volunteer with us. This is one of our volunteers, Lisa Whalen, and this is what she said about volunteering with us. I believe education is the most powerful way to crush stigma against those with mental illnesses. So I chose to become a NAMI volunteer because its programs have much to offer: support, classes, groups, activities, resources, advocacy. Most fulfilling for me is that I am able to teach again, take my professional self out of storage, and give back in the process. She is trained in peer-to-peer, ending the silence, connections, and in our own voice, all of which we'll talk about in just a few moments. Lisa says that after a bipolar disorder diagnosis, I had to retire early and focus on self-care. It would have been easy to lose hope, but NAMI gave me answers about mental illness, connected me to peers, and gave me purpose. And we're so glad to have her, as we are happy to have all of our volunteers. So by volunteering for NAMI Sarasota and Manatee counties, you can have a major positive impact, and just look at all the ways you can help right now. So these are some of the areas that we're looking for help in. First is our family support group facilitator. A family support group facilitator training is required, and you must have had a family member with mental illness, because these are peer support groups, so we like to have that lived experience. We also like volunteers in our connection recovery support group and are looking for facilitators. We are seeking people living with mental illness and in recovery who have participated in the connection support group and who have gone through the connection facilitator training. And I'll tell you more about that as we go on. We're also looking for peer-to-peer class teachers. You must have taken the peer-to-peer facilitator training and be a person living with mental illness and recovery. So again, we're looking for that lived experience. And we have some presentations as well: Ending the Silence, which helps us end the stigma surrounding mental health. It's a 50-minute presentation that we do in the community. We also need help in special events and fundraisers. If you have great ideas for events, send them our way. Grant writing skills, you could help plan and oversee successful events with other volunteers. In October, we did a lot of tabling events. You might have seen some of my emails go out about that. Many of you helped out, and we have a lot of fun. That's Mental Health Awareness Month, so very busy time for us. All things that we'll talk about in just a moment, but we definitely have opportunities in special events and fundraising as well. We also need help organizing materials for classes. So help with ordering, copying, and assembling materials, and coordinating with facilitators to get materials to them in a timely manner. We've got volunteers on this already who are available to help you. And my special project, I'm also the helpline specialist here at NAMI Sarasota Manatee, and we are interested in finding someone familiar with NAMI programs and community resources who are willing to help in responding to NAMI phone calls and emails when they come in through our helpline. We're also looking for committee members, including outreach, fundraising, and programs. So here's another one of our volunteers. This is Lynn Lafferty, who says, I got involved with NAMI Yana North. That's on our location on Tuttle Avenue that you might have seen, after I had experienced a major depression and much anxiety. I worked hard through the doctor's hospital's daytime transitions program to regain my mental health. We had a guest speaker from Yana speak to us. I wanted to give back to the community the help I had received through the hospital and the Yana program. I volunteered. I have been loving it ever since. The most fulfilling part about volunteering at Yana are the people, the friendships, and the love I have received. It is extremely fun and heartwarming. I get to volunteer, teach again, share, and heal my own mental health challenges, help and be of service to others. I love teaching art, doing connections. That's one of our programs, and establishing and leading the Connecting Seniors program. Thank you, Yana staff, for letting me volunteer. Thank you, Lynn. We're glad to have you. So let's dive into some of the programs and services that NAMI offers that you can help with. These really are under 3 branches: education, peer support, and community outreach, and we have volunteer opportunities in all three of these areas and more. First, we'll look at education. We have a need for volunteers in our family education program. There's family to family. I won't read all of this. It's very text heavy on this slide here, but essentially the family to family education program is an 8-week course for family and caregivers of individuals with severe mental illness. And NAMI Basics. NAMI Basics is a free 6-week education program for parents and family of caregivers in teens under the age of 25 who are experiencing symptoms of a mental illness. This is one of or two of our programs that do require NAMI National training. So first you would do training through NAMI National, usually that's online, and then come back to us and we will train you within our specific programs as well. And we do ask that you have participated in these groups as a member previously. And for this, you'll be working with Taylor Walker, who is our signature programs manager. We also need help in our peer education programs. Again, this would require NAMI National training and you would be working with Taylor. The peer-to-peer consists of 8 2-hour units and is taught by a team of 2 trained mentors and a volunteer support person who are experienced at living well with mental illness. So you are trained in a 3-day training session and supplied with teaching manuals. And the course is designed to offer an opportunity for growth to any individual 18 years and older who experience mental illness. I do see a chat, so let me check it. Can you get the gallery? Yeah, you should be able to access the gallery on your settings. Let me see. If you go to view options at the top, maybe I can get it for you. Let me see, because you're right. Of course you want to see each other. Participants. I will look at that in just a moment for you. I want to keep moving here. And I don't see it readily. Probably because I'm screen sharing, it won't allow it, but when I'm done with this screen sharing, I'll make sure that you can see each other. Let me just check one more spot super fast for you. Yeah, I think it's because I'm screen sharing that it's not showing, but I'll keep going. And then as soon as this slideshow is over, then I'll let you all see each other and we can unmute and have a talk. Okay, so peer education programs. We just did that one. All right, so support groups. This is a really fun area to volunteer in. There are several support groups that we offer in NAMI, and as we get more volunteers, we can begin to expand and offer even more programs, but I'll tell you about a few that we have going on now. The first is the family support group. The family support group is offered by NAMI affiliates in communities across the country. They're free, confidential, safe groups for families helping other families who live with mental health challenges. And in the family support group, families join a caring group of individuals helping one another by utilizing their collective lived experience and learned wisdom. We do ask that participants in this group are 18 and over. And then there's the power support group, which stands for Parents Offering Wisdom, Education, and Resources. This was developed here at our Sarasota and Manatee County affiliate and models both the NAMI Signature Family Support Group and NAMI Basics, so kind of a combination of the two. This group is for parents with youth under age 24 or 24 and under who have experienced symptoms of mental health conditions or whom have been diagnosed. And again, this would require NAMI National training, and you would be working with Taylor Walker, our signature programs manager. We also offer the Connection Peer Recovery Support Group, which is free peer-led group for adults experiencing symptoms of mental health conditions, and the Young Adult Connection Peer Recovery Support Group, which is for young adults age 18 to 35 who have experienced symptoms of mental health condition. You'll gain insight from hearing the challenges and successes of others, and the groups are led by trained leaders who have that lived experience as well. This also requires NAMI National training, and you would work with Taylor Walker, our signature programs manager. Okay, so outreach and presentations. If you are like our 2 volunteers that I spotlighted who love teaching, this might be for you. Or if you enjoy public speaking or educating. So we have a few different presentations that we do in the community. There's Ending the Silence, which is a mental health, suicide prevention, and anti-stigma program presented to high school students. in health, science, or psychology classes to teach them about mental illness directly from a trained two-person team, which would consist of a young adult living in recovery with a mental illness, and Ending the Silence for Families, which is a mental health presentation tailored to parents and caregivers focused on how to talk to youth about mental health issues and how to work with school staff. There's also Ending the Silence for Staff, which is for mental health professionals, so tailored to teachers and staff focused on how to talk with youth about mental health issues and how to work with students and family members. So I'm sorry, I said for mental health professionals, but I meant for educational professionals. So In Our Own Voice is a unique and powerful public presentation that offers insight into the hope and recovery possible for people living with mental illness. It's a presentation that changes attitudes, assumptions, and stereotypes by describing the reality of living with mental illness. And it's a 60 to 90-minute presentation. And for these, we'll train you at our local affiliate. So there's also the Family and Friends Seminar, which is led by trained people with lived experience of supporting a family member with a mental health condition. And it walks you through understanding diagnosis, treatment and recovery, effective communication, self-care, crisis preparation, strategies, and how to navigate NAMI and community resources. And then Sarah Miller, who is our Family and Peer Services Director, would work with you on family navigation. That's her project. Family navigation listens to the family's needs, offers peer support, assists the family in navigating systems, focuses on the family's strengths to overcome challenges, promotes family and youth voice and choice, connects families to community resources, creates opportunities for skill building to support resilience and recovery, and identifies system barriers and advocates for consumers' needs. Also, if you work with, or you can work with Vanessa Miller with Youth Move Suncoast. And here is a picture of our Youth Move team at one of our tabling events where we essentially have an information booth at local community events, specifically centered around mental health usually. And this is our Youth Move team at, I believe they're at the Sarasota Pride Festival here, looking like they're having a great time. So Youth Move Suncoast is developing safe spaces for youth and young adults age 14 to 29, offering peer connections, a supportive environment, addressing social and emotional needs, and they have fun activities developed and led by youth peers. This is a really great volunteer opportunity for people ages 10 to 29 who are free from 3 to 7 p.m. So if you've got, high schoolers who need to get those graduation volunteer hours in, this is perfect for them. There's also the Lean On Me project, which is bridging the gap between education and mental health in school. So this is an in-school program. In 2021 to 2022, the Lean On Me project served 689 students, 324 teachers across 10 schools in a mentoring partnership with NAMI, Sarasota Military Academy, and Compeer students, and it's just growing from there. They have a mentor-mentee training program at Tatum Ridge Elementary, a lunch program at Brookside Middle School, teacher initiatives such as the Sleep Initiative to improve sleep, online book circles, and other creative initiatives. And this is designed by our staff, the principals at the schools, and teachers and other staff at the schools working together to improve overall wellness during the school day. Lean On Me volunteers would get opportunities to work on mental health skills with middle and elementary school students in a group setting during the school day. And this is also great for people who are free from 8 to 3 p.m. These volunteers would work with Vanessa Miller, and this is one that you would need that level 2 background check for through Sarasota County Schools and Manatee County Schools as we're expanding into Manatee County. That's a requirement from the school district. And then my special project, the NAMI Warm Line or the Helpline. The family members and caregivers and peers can utilize our Warm Line to receive information about our NAMI programs, most of which we went over just now, and also community resources. This is not a crisis line, and it is a very easy to learn and to help out with the Warm Line. It's open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We get about 1 to 5 calls per day. And generally, we're referring them to our NAMI programs and services, but also often to community resources as well. And all of this is linked up on our website. So it's really easy. You don't have to feel like you have to know all the things. It's really referring them to resources that we've already curated. A NAMI tabling event. So you've heard me talk about this. This photo here is one of our tabling booths. I believe this might have been the Senior Health Expo. I forget which one this is, but we are all over the community, especially during those mental health awareness months. So for these tabling events, we need individuals excited about spreading the word about NAMI to our community members to staff our vendor spots at tabling events. This is a really great way to meet people in our community, not just the other volunteers that you'll be working with or our NAMI staff, but also other tables from other vendors to get out and meet them and people in our community who are there to attend the event. So these are often 5Ks and health expos in Sarasota and Manatee County, where we have been given some vendor space to network and advertise our programs and services to community members, professionals, and organizations. Your goal as the tabler volunteer is to just be at the table and help us spread the word about all the great things we are doing here at NAMI Sarasota Manatee. So this might mean handing out brochures and answering questions as people walk by. There's also our drop-in center, YANA, which stands for You Are Not Alone. Again, this is on Tuttle Avenue. It is a peer-led drop-in wellness center. Members and peer staff collaborate to design all of the program activities and to support participants on their individualized paths to mental wellness and recovery. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering a variety of activities, groups, and social opportunities. There's also the Peer Development Program, which is a peer mentorship program created to provide coaching and a certification pathway for individuals seeking their certification as a certified recovery peer specialist. Throughout program engagement, participants will be provided with the required training and education, one-on-one supervision, and hours of supervised volunteer experience by the peer development coach. Participants will also be given the opportunity to develop skills for group facilitation, individual peer support, navigating self-disclosure, and telling your story as a person in recovery, and be able to learn about community resources, navigating the behavioral health system, and professional boundaries. And this is being developed with Beth Walters, our peer development coach. We have some additional programs as well. There is Education for NAMI Provider Program, which is a class for mental health professionals designed to expand the participants' compassion for the individuals and their families and to promote a collaborative model of care. There's also additional presentations in the community, NAMI Sharing Hope, which is for African American communities designed to promote mental health awareness, explore signs and symptoms of mental health conditions, and highlight how and where to find help. And NAMI Sharing Your Own Story with Law Enforcement, which is a presentation program that trains peers and families to share their stories during law enforcement training, such as the Crisis Intervention Team training. There's also additional need in outreach and advocacy, specifically NAMI Smarts for Advocacy, which is a hands-on advocacy training program that helps people living with mental illness, friends, and family transform their passion and lived experience into skillful grassroots advocacy. And so if you are ready to volunteer, and we're going to do a Q&A right after this as well, and you can start getting those loaded into the chat at any time, and I'll read through it. And yes, I'll bring us back to gallery view in just a moment. You can do a few things. You can take out your phone and just take a picture of this image so that you can save the link, but you can also scan that QR code and it will take you to this link, which is NAMISarasotaManatee.org/get-involved/volunteer. When you go there, and actually I can walk you through this really quick, super easy. If you go to that link, you are, oh, where is, maybe I can't take us to it. That's all right. Okay, so if you go to that link, what it's going to do is take you to, let me stop screen sharing for a moment. It'll take you to our website and you will see a form to put in your name and your email. That is going to sign you up for our volunteer interest newsletter, which is where I send out all of the upcoming opportunities, things like this information session. And it's your first step to getting started as being a volunteer. You are also then immediately going to be taken to another page. You'll also get a link for this in your email inbox, which is our volunteer interest form. It's a handful of questions that, the normal stuff you would expect: your name, your email, your phone number, your availability, emergency contact. But then what we really want is for you to tell us a little bit about yourself. If you have any special skills, if you already have NAMI training, if you've volunteered with us before, what programs you might be interested in based on what you've heard today, or if you're already a member who has already participated in programs. All of that is useful for us to know where you might be a good fit inside of our programs. And Colleen shared the link in the chat as well. So if anybody wants to go grab that link, you can sign up right now. Since I've been here doing this in earnest in October, we've got just about 50 new volunteers interested, which is really exciting. And we hope you all join us, because that helps us not only to serve in the capacity that we already are and do a really great job there, but then expand into new communities where there might be an unmet need. So we're really excited to keep growing. Okay, so Robert asked, is there a volunteer opportunity 2 to 3 hours a week, October through May? Robert, I'm sure there is. So here, how this will kind of work after you fill out your volunteer interest form is it comes to me and I get to sort through everybody and reach out to all of you and then send you to those program managers. So whether you go to our Taylor, our signature programs manager, or Beth, who's doing the peer development, or Sarah, who's doing the family navigation, then those individual program managers will work with you on your specific schedule and placement. But hey, whatever your availability is, we will work with you, because we definitely need and want more volunteers. So let me go back to, or actually, let me scroll up and see if I've got any other questions coming in. I don't, but I have some pre-submitted questions. Oh, okay, Carmen, yes, I already filled out this application, but haven't heard from anyone. Do I need to fill it again? So if you have already filled out that same link, like you just clicked the link and went, oh, this looks familiar, maybe you've done it in the last month, then no, you don't have to do it again. And you're going to be hearing from someone right away, because this was our next step in that, is doing this volunteer information session. So now we're gearing up to start going through those applications and start placing people. So stay tuned, it's coming. And you are all also welcome to email me directly. So Kathleen at NAMI Sarasota Manatee.org is how you reach me, the volunteer coordinator, to work on your application process and your interest form as well. I do see a Q&A. Oh yes, we were going to work on gallery view. See now, yeah, where is the gallery? Because I do want you all to see each other. And a lot of you know each other, which is very good. We like that. Bigger gallery. I wish I could. I don't know why it won't let me do the gallery. What setting I've done? Oh, you know why? Maybe because it's not on video. Attendee view, gallery. Did it work? All right, well, you tell me. Attendee view gallery is what I clicked, but I don't know if it changed it for you or not. So sorry. All right, so, oh, I see our chat. Taylor says you would have to, yeah, I know. I'm not sure though. I feel like if I dig into changing the settings, I might. Okay. Lorraine says, I was trained as a support group leader in New York. Would I have to take the course again down here? That is a good question, Lorraine. I don't know 100%. You're welcome to email me. My thought, or Colleen is saying no. And that's what I was going to say. My thoughts are, if you took a NAMI national training, I don't know that it matters where that training came from. As long as you have it, then you can move forward with the next steps. Yep. And Colleen is saying, no, it does not matter. She's the executive director. So what she says goes. So whatever she says, that's what we do. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, throw your questions in. I'm going to share again. So again, this is the link, NAMI Sarasota Manatee.org/get-involved/volunteer. Take a picture of this so you have the link. You also should have it in your emails from me. You can email me and I'll send it again if you need it. Kathleen, Kathleen @NAMISarasotaManatee.org, or scan this QR code with the camera app on your phone. And while you're doing that, I'll share another volunteer story with you. And you can also type any questions into the chat that you are coming up with. So this is Sean Sweeney, who says, she's one of our volunteers, who says, NAMI has helped me and my family, and involvement has been both rewarding and improved our quality of life. Giving back and helping individuals and family members navigate and improve their lives is very rewarding to me personally. Mentally and spiritually, I find peace and comfort by being involved in the cause of NAMI to help everyone I can who journeys with mental health care. I love everything he said. I think that really captures the essence of what we do here and how our volunteers can be fulfilled working with us as well. Okay, so frequently asked questions. These are some pre-submitted questions that I have from all of you who were planning on attending this and filled out the volunteer interest form. So maybe you were thinking of this as well. And if anything new comes to mind, you can type it in the chat as well, or raise your hand or put it in the Q&A. So what happens in the Sarasota programs? It sounds like there's a variety of groups for clients and their families. That's true. We offer many programs for adults over the age of 18 living with mental illness, as well as family support groups and educational classes, and the youth programs as well. Many of those do take place at our drop-in center, but we also have online groups, and you can find a link to our calendar and all of our programs at NAMI Sarasota Manatee.org, our website. We keep that updated regularly. So if you look there and anything stands out, like, wow, I would really like to get involved with that, shoot me an email, fill out that volunteer interest form, and indicate that program on that form, and we'll see if we can fit you in. How important is the background check? What if I have something on my record? Can I still volunteer? So with the school programs, you definitely have to have that level 2 background check. That's per the school district. But for our other programs, still fill out the volunteer interest form, because some programs do require that background check, but it may not be required for others. And ultimately, the program managers would meet with you one-on-one and see if it's appropriate for you in any specific program, because you may have lived experience that is a valuable asset to that particular community that we serve and we could place you with. And Colleen is saying signature programs do not require the level 2. So yeah, most of our programs are not going to require that, but the school ones will. Another question. I'd love to help at or teach a class for you as a trained program facilitator. That's great. That's amazing. That's what we want. We are putting together programs now. We're going to be sending in more information about that very soon, especially in the new year as new programs get going and new trainings are offered nationally. So you can email info@NAMISarasotaManatee.org and let us know that you would like to become a trained facilitator, and we will get you on that list. If you have your phone out, you can take a picture of that email. But also, I can email you this information afterwards, and we are recording this as well. So hopefully if technology, blesses us, that will go well and we can send out the recording also. Another question, what if I can only work at one location or only at a specific time? So for those of you with limited schedules, that's totally okay. We will take all the help we can get at any location or with facilitating online offerings and at those events throughout Sarasota and Manatee County and more. So if you want to commit to only a specific location or you want a set schedule, that's also awesome. We love consistency, but we are also very flexible. So ultimately, we will work with you. And Carmen had asked this. I thought I already filled out a volunteer application. What is this form you keep sending me? Do I really need to fill it out? So yes, please. You may have filled out a paper form in the past, but we're working on moving digitally so we can see who is available for what at a glance. And so this new form will also tell us what your interests are and your availability. But again, if you just filled out the volunteer interest form, I'll say from October forward, you don't need to do that again. So if you're ready to volunteer and you're wondering, how can you help? We would love to have you. We need help in all of our programs that I just shared with you and more, and including people who want to get trained to facilitate peer-led programs. And we will be needing tablers for upcoming events as well. So fill out the volunteer interest form. Here's your chance again to scan that QR code. Take a picture with your phone, copy that link. Colleen had put it in the chat as well. And then once you fill this out, check your inbox for the next steps because you will be hearing from me shortly after that. Okay, so that's the end of our slides. I never quite did figure out how to do the gallery. And I know it's somewhere in the settings, but I don't know which one. But if you want to unmute, if you want to chat for a bit, we can. If you have any additional questions, I'm still going to play with this for a moment to see if I can get that gallery going for us. And while I'm looking for that, of those of you who are here, who has already volunteered with us in the past at our Sarasota affiliate? Are we raising hands to say me? I see Robert, Barbara, Carmen, Lynn and Jack, Marie. Awesome. Of those of you who have volunteered already, how have you been members in our programs? You can type it in the chat if you have and which programs you've been a member of. Carmen said my son used to be a member. Yeah, I don't know why it won't for some reason letting me do the gallery. I'm so sorry. Barbara says family to family. Lynn, my sister's a member. I see your message, Colleen. Yeah, I don't know. Awesome. So who's ready to start volunteering and who needs to fill out their volunteer interest form and who has already done it? Carmen, I used to facilitate a group at Yana on Tuesdays. Oh, wonderful. All right, so while you're all typing that in, I'll give us about 5 more minutes for any final questions. So now is your chance, put it in the Q&A or raise your hand. You can even unmute yourself. Or if you think you don't have any questions, you can say no questions. Got it all. I know it takes a minute to come through, so I don't want to ditch you. And if you're like, wait, I was typing. So your next steps while we're waiting to see if anything else comes through the chat, why don't I show you the process for signing up if I can. Okay, so you go to this wonderful website. Well, let me go here. Which is NAMI Sarasota and Manatee.org/get involved, which is right up here at the top. Did it show it to you? Oh, I don't think it did. I think it's only showing it to me. It is only showing it to me. All right. Well, I thought I would show you how to walk you through it, but I don't think it's going to let me. That's okay. Technology does what it wants to sometimes, and we just do our best. All right. Well, anyways, there was your one last look at the link. And I don't see anything else coming through in the chat or Q&A. So thank you all for joining me. If you have any additional questions, by all means, send me an email, Kathleen, Kathleen, at NAMISarasotaManatee.org. I'm the volunteer coordinator, so I'm happy to work with you and answer any questions that you have. And Carmen, you're very welcome. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you so much. Let's see. So Robert says, recommendation, a volunteer calendar of events that allows the volunteer to place their name within the amount of vacancies needed. So yeah, Robert, that's what I did for our tabling events in October. Was I created a sign up sheet. I use Sign Up Genius. So for some events, that is absolutely, I think, an easy thing to do. I like that system as well. But yeah, that's something, depending on what program you get into. I know different program managers might have different ways of scheduling, but absolutely, that's how I like to do it. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Laureen. Thank you, Robert, Carmen, Barbara, everyone who joined us today, Lynn and Jack, Marie. You all have a nice night, and I hope to see you soon volunteering with NAMI. Bye.